MSIP Accelerator information session. We're going to just go ahead and get started. I know there might be some folks joining us a little bit later, but we're going to go ahead and get started if that's okay. So again, welcome to the MSIP Accelerator participant information session. My name is Zach Sorrells. I'm going to be taking you through this today just to give you a sense of what the program's all about and help you determine if it's something that might be of interest to you. So the purpose of the MSIP Accelerator is really to help accelerate the development of ambitious companies who are leading the way to net zero. Okay? It's delivered in partnership with Scottish Enterprise, obviously Michelin Scotland Innovation Park, and Skillfluence. So again, my name is Zach Sorrells. I'm the Accelerator Designer and CTO at Skillfluence. And what we do is we develop and deliver accelerator programs for ambitious startup founders and their teams. Now, we're working now with MSIP to deliver this program. We also develop and deliver a range of other programs. So the strength of that, or the opportunity around that, is that we've been running multiple accelerator programs, and each accelerator program that we deliver is the best one yet, based on the learning and experience we've developed and discovered over the previous programs. So today's session is going to be about 30 minutes long. We're going to keep it nice and snappy because we know you're super busy. The key objectives are really to teach you, to inform you what is the program, okay, what is it, what to expect from it, who is it for, and at the end we'll have some time for some Q&A to kind of, if you want to ask some questions that are specific to your situation. So again, the purpose of the Accelerator program is to help accelerate the development of ambitious companies leading the way to net zero. Now, who is it for specifically? Because different accelerators are really targeted at different companies, at different kind of places in their journey, so to speak, right? So it is focused on ambitious green tech startups and scale-ups. So important word here is ambitious. So there should be a desire to do something significant, to grow beyond just regionally and locally and do something nationally and even internationally. There should be a desire to raise some investment or funding. We've kind of said circa 250K over the next 12 to 18 months, just as a guideline. It's not, hard fast as that needs to be the requirement, but just to give you a sense as this is the mindset of the company. There should be a team in place, and it can be a really small team, but the people in place to be able to move this forward. Ideally, there's the start of a working prototype, so it's beyond just an idea, but we've got something and we're starting to build some momentum around that. And the companies who can participate, it is UK-wide. So it can be local to Dundee, Scotland, across the UK. Any of these companies can participate, no matter where you're from in the UK. Because a lot of the program is delivered online, so you can participate remotely. But there is an expectation to make your way to Dundee and participate in a couple on in-person activities as well. Now, just to give you a sense as to the types of companies, because green tech, sustainable mobility, decarbonisation, it's a pretty broad category, and that is a strength actually of the program, because we get a really nice diverse mix of companies that can kind of feed off of each other. So anything from, this is specifically the last cohort. With this new cohort, we will have more than 40 companies who will have gone through the program. And that is also a strength of the program, that you will become a part of that network, a part of that community, and there is real value because each of these companies is going on a journey, and the new companies that come on, you don't have to go through the exact same process, the exact same struggles that the previous companies. You can learn from that and you can benefit from that, for example. So anything from a company's 4SB, who's doing modular swappable batteries for use in electronic vehicles, to a very efficient kind of innovative water wheel to be used in sub-Saharan Africa, to wind energy systems, right? To subsea robotic systems. All of these different things really can fall under this category of green tech, sustainable mobility, and decarbonization. So we take a pretty broad definition to kind of that category. Okay. Now, the program is focused on helping companies achieve 3 very specific outcomes. First is to really accelerate the venture. So specifically, how do we move it forward, move the venture forward from where they are today to where they need to be? Working on developing the skills of the founders and the team. So these are developing the fundamental skills that any startup or scale-up might need. And really importantly is to really help to build that network. Successful startups are able to build, nurture, leverage their networks, whether it be for customers, partners, accessing funding and support systems. So we spend a lot of time focusing and helping companies to really tap into those valuable networks and to build those networks. Now, as we approach the Accelerator, the mindset for us is measurable improvement. So we want to see a tangible, measurable change from where the companies and the founders start at the beginning of the program to where they are at the end. And so what we do is we measure, we ask a few questions before before companies start the program, how they feel, how confident they are is related to some fundamental dimensions related to driving a successful startup. So for example, do you feel you have a clear plan to grow your venture? So we ask this question at the beginning, and then we'll ask at the end and really look to see the delta through that to measure the effectiveness of the program. So we're seeing some pretty significant changes as related to some of the things that we're measuring. Identifying the key KPIs, which they can measure to drive growth forward, which is really important. Having a clear path to fund their venture. So when they start, not quite sure how they're going to raise funding. When they get to the end, there's much more clarity about how they're going to do that. Working on developing a compelling pitch. So a lot of the companies, when they start, the pitch is a little bit rough, right? It needs a lot of work. By the time they get to the end, it's pretty sharp and compelling. Having a network and being able to tap into that network, really developing that. Developing a clear plan for how they might manufacture or build the solution that they're working on. How specifically do they approach the challenge of minimizing risk? And also understanding what types of support are available to them and how to tap into that, right? So if we can move these, as a company, if we can help you move your kind of confidence level and clarity against these dimensions, we feel like we've kind of done a pretty good job and helped you move forward, okay? And just to kind of give you a sense of the types of things that people are saying, you can see on the screen here a few testimonials from past participants. Really kind of helping them to take a more structured approach to their growth, better understanding the startup ecosystem and how to engage with that, even finding a physical home in MSIP. And really importantly is to be able to engage with other startups in a safe place, right, in a safe space. And really it's hard to overstate the importance of that because, to be able to connect with, 15 other founders going through a similar journey and some of the similar trials and tribulations and challenges, you've got that support network and you can learn from that. And that's a really valuable part of this, is just having someone to kick ideas around with and kind of, when you're having a tough day, to kind of get a little bit of a pick-me-up and also to celebrate successes with, right? So this is the kind of impacts that we're hoping to deliver through the program. Now, what I'm going to do here, just going to play a really short video of a past participant explaining kind of the value that they got through the program.
They were just brilliant, like such a broad range of people coming from different industries, and just the experiences they've had. And they're all very, very senior and very good at what they do, but for them to even give us wee glimpses of their previous lives as well, and almost just to show us that stuff can be achieved, was really useful. That's quite inspiring, because you can get a bit down and doubt yourself, but hearing these stories from some of these impressive people, they really help push you forward. Alongside that, just really supportive. Like, there's been a few instances where I've had stuff I've not experienced before. I might get, because this is my first time on this journey, and they're very open. I can email them, they'll give me their time, they'll call me, they'll video chat me. They're really, really supportive and there for you, which I really appreciated.
So again, just to give you a sense of kind of the types of benefits or the types of outcomes that participants are realizing through it, and kind of hopefully what came across there is just as well as kind of the outputs, is the tone of how we approach this. It's a very welcoming, safe, supportive. We challenge, we push these types of things, but it is about doing what we can to really help the individual founder on their journey. And our team cares deeply about the participants and doing what we can to help them. So just to give you a sense. So what we're really trying to do for the participants is through the program, the journey through the program is to help decrease the risk, decrease the fear and uncertainty, decrease some of the unknowns, and at the same time work to increase confidence, increase momentum, helping to find product market fit, and at least a framework to start to find product market fit, helping to increase the probability and likelihood of securing funding and investment. And that could be private investment, but that could also be getting in a position to create a compelling grant proposal or grant application. And just overall increased probability of success around that venture. Okay, so it's a key outcome for us is that at the beginning, maybe not so sure about how this is going to go. At the end, we feel a little bit more confident that this could turn out to really be a positive outcome for the founder and the company. So the delivery model around this, how do we approach this? We kind of come at it from a few different perspectives or a few different angles here. There's an e-learning component, a self-study component. So there's a fantastic set of resources, videos, materials that we introduce participants to, really to give foundational kind of principles and frameworks that any founder, any startup team can benefit from. And the participants can engage in that to the degree that is relevant, right? So if it's stuff that they know before, they don't have to worry about it. But if it's new to them, they can go deep on that if they want. Every week we have a live workshop delivered online. We have a couple that are delivered in person, but mostly they're delivered online. And this is really where we start to apply some of the key principles and the learnings specific to their situation. Each participant gets one-to-one coaching, working on investment readiness and working on their pitch. Peer-to-peer problem solving, so incorporated into those live workshops, we always build in an opportunity and time to help each other with the challenges and issues that they're facing. And that's actually one of the most kind of fruitful parts of the program, is just the ideas that people come up with to help each other. And they learn from each other, right? And it's a really powerful part of the program. We also include live roundtables where we bring in subject matter experts who go deeper on specific topics, whether that's related to funding or regulation or rapid prototyping, these types of things that everyone kind of can benefit from. And then finally, there's a live pitching event where we bring in a pretty significant audience of potential investors and partners, delivered on site at MSIP's facility. And it's a pretty cool event, and it's a nice way to bring it to a close, but there's also a real tangible specific benefit for the participants as they get the opportunity to give a pitch to people who might be interested in either investing or partnering with them as they move forward. As we think about the structure of it, it's a 10-week program. Once a week, there's a live workshop. There's some coaching built into that, and it culminates with the final event. And one way to think about it is you kind of have this learning track and this execution track. So where on one track, and they run simultaneously, where participants are learning the skills, tools, frameworks, okay? And on the other, while they're doing that, they're also executing. So getting one-to-one coaching, applying some of the tools, really developing their business. Okay. And it is a really fantastic opportunity, the final pitching event. And this year, especially so, it's going to take place at the brand spanking new Innovation Hub this year. So it's going to be it's a lovely venue. It's going to be a lovely venue, and it's going to be a fantastic platform for participants to kind of showcase their ideas. Okay. Now, I might be biased. But the value that participants get from this is pretty fantastic. So specifically, there are 10 skills development workshops, 4 specialist roundtables as part of those, 3 one-to-one coaching sessions with a focus on investor readiness and pitching, a final pitching event where we bring an audience of potential investors and partners, and the last piece is also extremely valuable. MSIP, Sarah and her team have been, building a pretty fantastic program over there and connecting with partners literally around the world. And by participating in this program, you're able to tap into that expertise and tap into that network. And the grand total cost for this is 0. It's a fully funded program, and so it's a really fantastic value for participants. That being said, it is competitive to get on it, so we do cap it at around 15 total companies. So as you might, if you are interested, you're going to want to apply pretty early. The team around this, I think it's a world-class team. I mean, again, maybe biased, but I do believe it's a genuine world-class team. Jamie McCallum, I've worked with him over the last 15 years. Fantastic. He's going to be the course director. Evelyn Simpson, an experienced investor, works with angel investors, comes from a VC background. She's going to be the investor and pitch coach throughout the program. Julia Shallett, she has the title of the product doctor, an expert in product development, rapid prototyping, engaging with customers, getting feedback. Sarah, who you've met, who can really help you leverage and utilize the MSIP resources. You don't see too much of me once the program gets started, but I'm in the background kind of supporting this on a strategic level. And then Nina, a colleague of ours, who will be the project program manager for this, so you would be hearing from her throughout the program. Okay? And there's all sorts of folks that you'll see throughout that. So the subject matter experts that come in, roundtable speakers, these types of things. So while you see 6 faces there, it's actually there's many more folks that'll be involved, and you'll see throughout the program. So important dates to consider, as if you think this is something that's of interest to you, you'd like to kind of explore this further. Obviously, you're here today at the information session. June 15th, the applications close, so you got a little bit of time, but we encourage you to kind of get ahead of that. It's not an arduous process, so if you are thinking about it, just go ahead and do it, get it in, have it done, and that way you can you'll feel good about the fact that you have that done and we're having a look at it. July 27th, we'll notify everybody, so we're going to go through an evaluation process. There will be a short interview for those folks that have made it through the first round, and then we'll have a final notification on July 27th. August 21st is the launch of the program, and this is launched in person at MSIP, and that's usually it's a full day. Fantastic way to kind of meet the fellow companies, the participants, and also just get off to a great start. And then November 14th, circle that in your diary. That is the final pitch at the lovely new facility in Dundee. Okay, so grab those dates, keep them in mind. Now, about ready to wrap up, getting close to the end here. If you do want to apply, you can do this a couple different ways. I will drop a link in the chat box that you can use. That'll take you right to that. You can also scan the QR code that's on your screen, and that'll take you directly to the application. You can also screen grab this or take a picture so you can come back to this later. If you have any questions, you want to learn more, you can email us directly at the email you see on the screen. We will be kind of handling anything related to my team at Skillfluence will be handling everything related to the Accelerator. Any questions you have specifically related to kind of MSIP and what they're involved in specifically, contact Sarah, and you can find her email on the screen as well. Thank you again for your time. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your interest. Again, if you are interested in applying, you can use the QR code on the screen, the emails that were provided if you have any further questions. But with that, thank you very much. Appreciate your time. I hope you guys have a great day, and we look forward to hearing from you if you're interested in participating. Bye for now.